Hello, Mike Lawrence here. I wanted to take a minute of your time to talk with you about TGM Golf. TGMGolf.com is our website. And specifically wanted to just briefly take some time to talk with you about a training aid that we found to be very successful over the last couple of years. Pretty interesting, and we call it the release board. And as teachers and coaches and just basically golfers trying to help golfers, we know how difficult the game can be in terms of improving. There's so much information, we tend to get confused about things out there and maybe get going down the wrong path that leads us to what we call the brick wall, where we reach a certain point and it's quite frustrating. In our attempts to improve become quite frustrating. Well, in our approach, the first level of work that we focus on is the mechanical level. That is what the golf club's doing during the swing. And then there's the physical level, and that is how the body supports those movements. And then there's the tactical level, which is basically the mind and the body working together when we play golf to produce a score. But at the mechanical level, it has to do with the golf club very much. And as you know, as a teacher, we see so many players that have a problem coming over the top of it. The club gets out of plane, and if the club is in plane, sometimes the club face is either open or shut, which again produces a poor result. So the real challenge lies in the fact that we're trying to do two things at once. We're trying to help people understand and feel what a good swing plane is, and coupled up with that, what a good club face position is as it moves through that plane. So it's kind of like tapping your head and rubbing your belly at the same time. It can be quite confusing. The release board, which we have used, as I said, quite successfully over the last few years, we've been developing it. As you see here, the release board has, on one side, it has the words on plane, and the color is blue, as you can see. On the reverse side, it has the term released, and again, the color is red. Now, when we use the release board with folks, and we really encourage them and advocate that they use the release board at home to practice their mechanical movements. That is the swing path, the angle, the swing path, and the release action that we have during the swing. So the release board, just kind of quickly demonstrating it here for you. When we work with folks in the mechanics of their swing, we have them understand that at first, of course, we want to get in that good ready position. From downline view, as you know, we work with folks, it's going to be a good athletic position there with the back straight and the club set in a nice position behind the ball. But as we begin to make the movements of the swing, we have to get into or work into a pretty good plane. With the release board, what happens is the foam part of this board actually represents the club face, or the club head. So when we set down behind the ball, it starts off in a square position right there. Slightly slanted forward, actually, but it's square so that the individual or the student sees a portion of the red side of the board, so it's slightly forward. As we take the release board back, which we do with our shoulders, not our hands, but we begin to work the club back with our shoulders. In this case, we work the release board back with our shoulders. And as we work it up toward the top of the plane of the swing, it helps folks to see this release board in a position that is somewhere close to mechanically sound or vertical when the club reaches parallel to the ground. We don't want them taking it back too excessively shut or flipped open. So as they take the club back, they begin to feel some rotation of their arms in the swing. Now you may hear, as we approach the top of the swing, there's a weight inside the release board that releases or helps them to understand what it feels like to get the swing loaded back here. So we go from what we call a ready position to a set position at the top of the swing where the club is rotated. The club face, in this case, the board, is rotated into the plane of the swing. Not, again, not shut or excessively open, but rotated into the plane of our golf swing. So when you take the student from the ready position to the set position, they'll also see the words on plane right here, which is very helpful. Again, if they're too shut, they're going to see actually the red side of the board. If they're too open at the top, they're going to see too much of the blue side of the board. So again, here we go from the ready position to the top of the swing, having rotated our arms into a set position. And then we have the go move. And And the go move is, of course, the angle formed between our arms and the shaft of the club, in this case the release board. The angle works down. Again, as they do this at home, they can begin to see where the club face is in the swing, come back to impact. They'll hear the weight release actually right down here at impact. Handle slightly forward, club in a good position right there, and then as they go ahead and proceed through the go move, they'll go to a released position. So they'll see the release board actually change colors through the bottom of the swing, and they'll actually hear that weight sliding down to the bottom of the club as they release it. So it's an excellent tool for folks to use in order to understand and begin to develop an understanding of what good sound swing mechanics are in the swing relative to our plane, relative to the face position as we swing the club through the plane. Set, go. Ready, set, go. Ready, set, go. Pretty cool tool, and again, as we work on our swings and our games, you know as well as we do that it's a process. So the mechanical level or the mechanical stage is really best developed, as we state in the website, it's really best done without results. For instance, hitting balls into a net, having some good feedback from mirrors, video actually, and another set of eyes is always helpful. So with ourselves and our students, it's very helpful to kind of keep things in the right place in terms of what we're working on. It's best to work on the right things at the right time and in the right way. So the release board, in conjunction with the website, the TGM Golf Path, it kind of lays out a progressive process where we do work on our golf games. If it's the social recreational golfer that needs to develop mechanical movements that will allow he or she to hit solid golf shots, they are most effectively going to be able to do that when they're not having to necessarily see results. When we're looking at results, it's really more a function of our rhythm and timing in the swing. It's more a function of how we're moving the different parts of our body in sequence, the timing of the swing, the sequencing of those movements. Those are the things that truly create the quality of a shot. But just pure basic swing mechanics, getting the club to work in good positions, most effectively done at home without results being a part of the process at that point. And the release board is a pretty neat little tool for them to use. I'd love to talk with you a little bit more about the release board. Appreciate you taking a minute to listen to this. And again, Mike Lawrence here. You can contact us through the information provided here on our website, tgmgolf.com. And sure would enjoy talking with you. Thanks very much. Good luck with everything.